gonna keep talking. So wait a minute.
Okay.
But Stacy, it's funny you mentioned your mom. Like I just remember when I was growing up, one of the coolest things was when I guess my teenage years when I would be answering the phone and people thought it was my mom. I was like, oh snap, I'm
What
getting
can I
grown. They think I'm Vanetta now.
It is so true. You sort of like you do think, what can I get away with?
What can I get away with? Because they think I'm Vanetta. What can I get away with? Let me tell you. Speaking of my mom, I gotta tell you something. It was so cute. So Dave went home and watched the podcast. We talked about it on Saturday. And so he sends me a text Sunday and he says, I just watched episode 1. Oh my God. He said, I met your mom, but just to hear her and hear the stories, she's such an angel. I see where you get it from. But she didn't want any part of that V&A.
Her face
She
is the
wanted
best.
no
It's
part of that V&A. Yeah, she couldn't stand it.
It's like,
But
Rita, where's the peach?
yeah, I know. I gotta get my dad. My dad's gonna be coming soon.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he's gonna come too. And so we gotta get a time together for him to come because he's got a lot of good stories, and I really want him to talk a lot about my grandma Annie Mae. Like I really want him to tell good stories about that and his siblings. And when Bill and Penny were here, and I was telling them how the first time I came to the winery, I was on my way to see Wanda's dad, my Uncle Horace. But I'm really excited for him to come and just to kind of talk about stuff from that part of my family. So it's going to be good. And listen, I have told everyone, all my family, if you show up, be prepared. We're going to record. So
We're going to put it in front of your face.
We're going to talk, and we're going to talk about something. So it'll be good because my mom's family, they do their sibling gathering twice a year. But so when we were together in Charleston back in September, they were saying that they wanted the cousins to kind of start planning them now. So Jeff and I volunteered to host. So they're going to be here in September.
Wow.
So
How many?
I don't know yet. I got to figure it out. But my cousins Kevin and Angela are coming with the kids at the end of May, like that end of May, first weekend in June. They'll be here. So we're going to hop on Zoom and do a call like with all the cousins and just kind of talk about some of the things that we may do. I was like, well, we could definitely maybe do some kind of little mini pool tournament,
Sleeping
at the pool
over
table.
too?
There'll probably be
hotels.
It'll probably be people here, but a lot of them will probably stay in hotels.
Okay.
I know Kevin and Angela love. We have 3 hotels here, I think, in our town, but they stayed at we have a Fairfield Inn and Suites, and they stayed there last year with the kids.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's definitely big enough.
Kevin, and it's big enough. They've got a pool, so even if the weather's not great, but they had such a good time at Sesame Place, so they're coming back. And Kevin is not crazy about dogs, so that's why they chose to stay at a hotel. But I'm sure, and my cousin will probably come up early from Atlanta, my cousin Vita. And so she may come up early and hang out. My parents will be here, but I would imagine it'll be a lot of people in the hotel.
Oh, that'll be so
But
fun.
it'll be really nice.
Isn't that Memorial Weekend?
No,
Well,
June
they're
1st, right after
they're
Memorial
coming like as the
Weekend.
one after. Yes, it's the one after.
Right.
So it'll be good, and hopefully, I think the water park will be open too, because I think that water park at Sesame Place opens after.
But how
Memorial
far
Day.
is Sesame Place from here? 2 hours? All the way up in Langley?
Maybe 2 hours. 2 hours at the most.
Okay.
But they didn't mind the drive.
Really?
It's a nice drive.
And they got caught in a lot of traffic coming back. It was really rough. Something happened, like an accident or something.
Oh, okay.
And they got messed up in that. But they didn't mind the drive. They had
Alright.
the kids probably fell asleep on the way.
True.
So,
Tired of the mountain
they're
and they
little.
sleep.
They tired them out. Yeah, but they had a blast. And so I'm looking forward to them coming back. But we'll start kind of working on the plans. Most of the families, well, not most, but a lot of them are going to Alaska on a cruise.
go.
Linda, what are you drinking?
I have no idea. It was recommended to me. It won 93 points. James Suckling.
James Suckling, 93 points. All
It's
right.
from
Portugal?
wait a minute. So why does it say here destination of origin?
Aroha.
Yeah.
Rioja.
Does that say California? No, what does that say? I can't read it without my glasses.
Don't ask me.
What kind of wine is it, Linda?
It's a red wine. It's a red wine. It's a Tempranillo red wine.
Mm,
And I'm looking to see what the alcohol content.
probably high.
13.5.
Mm. Ooh.
Thank goodness I'm driving.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, Stacy,
really
what's in your
tasty,
glass?
real
What
hot.
did you bring?
I'm drinking a rosé
Ooh.
from a winery in Chestertown. Yeah, it's
Speaking
called
of
Casa
Chestertown,
Karma.
After we had our
I
conversation,
like that name.
when I got on the road next, when I went to Kate's, when I was going to Stone Tower for the Women
At
in
the
Wine
summit.
seminar,
Mhm.
Chestertown is like the first exit. Once
been
I
to
like get on
Chestertown.
301, it's so close
It
to here.
is.
Yeah, it's so close. Now they have the first one, and then a few miles down the road, there's a second one, but it's still within like 20 minutes
Yeah,
from
and
here.
my girlfriend's is the second exit.
Okay,
And,
it's
uh,
not
I think
far.
I've been there. Wait, is that in Virginia?
No,
No,
Maryland.
Yes,
It's
we
very
were there.
close.
When Bob had his sailboat, we used to go down
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah.
Chesapeake, and then we would
Yes.
go. And St. Mary's, that's like a little town
I got you.
too. But it's really lovely down there.
Oh yeah, Chestertown
Really
is great.
nice,
They do
yeah.
like an annual reenactment of the Tea Party.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
Boston Tea
cool.
Party, which is fun,
That
and that's
sounds
the
really
first
cool.
time I ever
Interesting.
went there.
Yeah.
But they have a great restaurant, and the tasting room was really little, but their food was amazing. Amazing.
Oh, that's what you were telling
Yeah,
me.
Yeah,
they
you
had,
said that.
a white fish dip. They had hot chips, like potato chips. It was covered in
Whoa.
sausage and like a hot sauce. I mean, their food was amazing. Grilled octopus. It was
You know
very
what?
good.
You know what we'll
Very
have
good.
to. One time, what we'll have to do is we'll do like a sleepover here and just
Yeah,
go to
let's do that.
Chestertown. It's not far,
Yeah.
and we could do that. And
That would be
listen,
fun.
and Jeffrey could drive us. Like
could
we
be
could
our
we
Uber.
could arrange it. He could be our Uber.
We'll pay you.
Yeah, we will. We'll pay you.
No,
Yeah.
Well-
we're sleeping over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
We'll pay
we can
you.
do it.
And we could. It's not far, but we could do it. Well, listen, I'm drinking. So you all know that Bill and Penny Heritage were here with me, and so you're gonna see in one of the future episodes when I asked both of them what their favorite non-William Heritage wine
What was Bill's?
I'm not gonna tell. I can't tell everything.
Turley.
I can't tell. It wasn't Turley.
Yeah.
It wasn't Turley.
It
It
wasn't?
was not Turley.
Really?
Okay.
Did I tell you he bought me a bottle of Turley?
You told me. Yeah.
Anyway,
Visit?
I
For
also
the visit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Just
Wasn't
has
that
a-
nice?
Yeah.
Just a bottle of Turley. That was so nice of
Nice.
him. But you know what? It's so
So you're
funny.
gonna make me wait until I hear it.
Listen, I am going to make you wait. I can't tell you everything. And
All
listen,
right.
their individual episodes are pretty short. They're my normal,
Oh,
like
okay.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I asked both of them. So Penny said her favorite was Sonoma Cutera, this Chardonnay. And so I was in Costco the other day. And I was like, I think this is the wine she mentioned. So I sent her a text. It was like, what was the name of your favorite non? And she said, I said, oh, I'm going to go grab a bottle. And it was only, I think it was like $18. And I know I probably shouldn't be drinking Chardonnay because I've done a lot of Chardonnay recently, but it's actually pretty good.
It is.
I thought
It's
it was
good.
good. We had it at dinner.
Now
I
she
thought it was
may
great.
she may be drinking. She could also be drinking one of the reserves. Like they have levels with the Chardonnay, but I gotta tell you,
Oh.
this is really pretty good.
Yeah, I can't remember the one I had. I know we were staying overnight at the airport one time, Tommy and I going to Lorraine's when our flight was real early, and I forgot to bring wine for the room. Oh, I work at a winery, no wine. So we go down to the bar, it's the Hilton, I think, that's at the airport, and I remember Penny telling me that. I'm like, oh, I saw it on the list, $50.
No. Well, you know, they
But that's
jack up
because
their
you were
prices
there.
at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
because
gotcha.
they got you. Because
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
And I go, I don't care, I want it.
And I'm on vacation.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I
And
don't
I'm on
care.
vacation. No, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. No, you're absolutely right. No,
But I
it's-
had asked her the same question a long time ago, so I was curious to see what does she drink, when she's out.
I felt
or
the
not
same way.
having
I was like, and
heritage
I'm really
wine.
I'm excited for y'all to see. Like I kind of just asked, questions, just kind of different questions.
Yeah.
Like your favorite thing to do on a day off or
Right.
something.
Oh,
Just
fun.
little things like that.
Yeah.
Like I felt like you've seen it now in the episode with the both of them. Like they were so candid about their story and just the stories.
I
were
love
just,
Oh yeah, and it was unbelievable because I thought the
Never
episode
knew
was
that.
great.
Yeah.
And I've worked at the winery for like 13 years.
Never
and there
knew
were
any of
still
that.
like
Yeah.
stories that I never heard
Yeah,
before.
me
Like
neither.
especially the sugar plum.
The sugar plum.
That sugar plum, she was like,
That was
you know how
so-
that started, right? And I was like, no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
The story about Bill going hunting in Montana
Yeah.
and Oscar and Stu and Penny
He made the
making this
wine.
I
wine.
was laughing.
Like
so
I
funny.
was cracking up and
Did you see Bill's face when she was telling the story?
yes. And
She
he
said
was like,
he came home, he was so mad.
he was like, well, what was I gonna do then? But
Yeah.
did you see? But listen, but did you hear when she was like, oh yeah, he was surly about it for a little bit. He was like, yeah, I don't care. It's not gonna be good anyway. Whatever.
And
Like,
it was.
and it was right. I just
funny.
thought it was so amazing, and they were just
Yeah.
they were
Alright.
just so candid and just
For sure.
just really sharing good. Now, I have to tell you, because this is probably one of my favorite things when I was talking to Bill, and so it was, Penny was sitting right there. So we had a chair right there. So when we were recording her episode, he was sitting right there and vice versa. So she's sitting there and we're talking about something, and Bill's talking about Penny, and like he's looking at her almost like stargaze, like, you know what I'm saying, but he's looking at her. And I said, hey Bill, when you got Penny that job on the farm when she was in the 10th grade, like did you see this? Because I'm hearing you talk about her, and I'm looking at how you're looking at her.
Yeah.
When you got her that job, did you know that this was the woman that she would be? He said, I looked at my friend who was working on the farm a week after she was there and said, I'm going to marry her.
Really?
He said, my friend looked at me and was like, what? He said, no, listen to me. I'm going to marry her. He said, 1 week in.
Wow. That's amazing.
It
Look at
really,
that.
it
Wow.
really like touched me,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at her like, I was like, are you serious?
Aw,
So
that's
it was,
sweet. That
it was
is.
really, it was really good, and it was really, their story is just, it's a really good story. And for anybody that thought they had it easy, maybe,
Yeah.
when you hear that, you know how much hard work went into that.
Yeah.
Do you know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? So you gotta,
But I mean, the hard work is still there though.
oh yeah,
Like
it
that's
doesn't
just
stop.
it, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. I
They
mean, it's
work
hard
a-
work
they
every
work a
single
lot.
day.
You heard her
You
what
know?
she said, and they both, I think, repeat this. Like, if the boys ask, well, what do you need me to do today? I need you to walk
Get
out
up
that
and
door.
get out. Yeah.
I need you to walk out that door. Because there's always something to do on a farm.
Right.
My mom, after she watched it, was like, I felt like I wanted to go plant something. Like, I felt so motivated. Now, listen,
Yeah.
Stacy, this is going to blow your mind. I'm at work on Saturday. Chantel sent me a text and was like, are you working today? And I'm going to share this in my bi-weekly video, but she's like, are you working today? I was like, yeah, I'm working. So she and her mom, they're coming up to Atlantic City for Mother's Day. So she had said to me, she was like, well, I'm going to come through and buy some wine, while I'm up there. That she'd already told me that. And I was like, well, you're not staying, are you? Because, you need a reservation. So if y'all want a table, got to get a reservation. She's like, no. She said, literally, I'm just coming. We're going to buy some wine. So she sent the message to me. She said, well, listen, I want to know who's working because I'm going to join the wine club. She said, I watched that episode. I want to be a part of the family. And I was like,
She's so cute.
but she was serious. Now, she has known me for 12 years. I've been drinking at that winery the entire time I've known her. She's had wine from the winery the entire time I've
Never
known her.
mentioned it.
She's
about
never
the
said
wine
a
club?
word about the wine
That's
club.
funny.
Oh my god.
My cousins, in Maryland that are members, and I get their allocations with them.
Oh right. Yeah.
She
yeah.
knows it. Never said a word. But she watched that episode and was like, I want to be a part of that. Like, listen, that was like one of the best things I think I heard.
That's nice.
Because
That's really nice.
that's I think that's part of what you want Portia's Place to be, right? You want people to connect with people.
Yeah.
And
why?
Well, and to
why.
hear the stories.
And
Yeah.
because
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
hearing
Because that
those
makes
stories,
you part
Oh,
of,
sure.
you know, their
Tell her I'm
day-to-day
working
life.
Saturday and I'll be happy to sign her up.
because Joker, if anybody's getting credit for the wine club sign up, it's me. That's why she asked. And I've already given people a heads up.
Well, I'll put your name on it.
Listen.
How's that?
Oh, but we'll tell Tori.
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll
somebody.
tell her.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she
All
she was
right.
like, I'm joining the wine club. I was like,
Like as Tom's has suggested many times, I'll split it with you, $5.
no,
and
Joker.
$5.
After taxes, it's not even $5.
I know. I'm kidding.
No. So look, listen,
right.
I gotta. I'm gonna ask y'all this too, though.
Go ahead.
I want y'all to think about this. Do you remember the first time we met, Stacy?
I know it had to have been at an event, but I can't put like my
All right.
finger on
yes,
it.
So Linda,
I remember.
Listen, so
When the two of you met, you remember?
it was Stacy. It was a Sorry, Jeff, if I made too much noise with that. It was a Mother's Day weekend event. For whatever reason, I didn't go home for Mother's Day. And I didn't know Stacy. Stacy had, because when did you start working at the winery?
Like 13, 14 years ago. Long time
So,
ago.
the
But I was
first-
more off-site.
When you, this particular, it had to be the Mother's Day weekend event, picnic tables like they were out front. And I came to this event, for whatever reason I didn't go home, but I came to this event and it was great and I enjoyed. And so after probably 2 hours, Stacy comes out and says,
Oh, so there was reservations?
Yes, you
Okay.
bought tickets. Like I bought,
Oh,
I know
alright.
I bought tickets to come to this.
Okay.
So it probably was reservations, but Stacy comes up to me and is like, "Thank you so much for coming out, but it's time for you to go because our next reservations are coming in." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" She's like it's time
Do
for
you
you
know
to go.
who I am?
And I was like, that's exactly, listen, Linda, I didn't flex all the time. But I was like, time to go. And I had somebody with me. I was like, this chick is trying to embarrass me. And I had brought someone to this winery. She really does not know what is going on. I was like, okay, thank you. I told my friend, I was like, sit right here. And so I got up and went inside to find Penny,
Oh my
which
God.
now, it would irk me to no end.
If
If
somebody
somebody
did
did
that,
that to me. But
That
I go
hostess
into
said I have to
I
leave
go
right
inside.
now.
I was like, Penny, listen, I don't know who that new chick is,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know me, and she just told me
The
I had
new
to leave, and she doesn't know. Like I drove here I told her I drove from Delaware. She still said I had to go. Is that true? She was like, no, Trita, you don't have to leave. Don't worry, I'll talk to you. Right, because that's what I was thinking was gonna happen. Like that's what I'm thinking. I didn't dare say it to her.
I don't remember
there.
that exactly.
That's
I don't
Listen,
remember that exactly.
Listen,
Listen to
that
me.
chick
And
there.
I went back out there and sat down and stayed as long as
Oh
I
my
wanted
God,
to and
that's
kept
too
drinking.
funny. Oh.
So we didn't start
I
off
was
on the
only
best foot.
doing my job.
You're right. I didn't start off on the best foot with you, but it's so funny
Oh,
because
it turned around quickly.
it turned around
Trita, come
quickly
on.
because the next event, she was like, "Here's a chair, 2 chairs for you and your mom. Y'all don't have. You can stay the entire time." I was like, "Oh!" I walked to the chair. I said, "Mom, somebody must have told her what was up with me." And then,
I got in trouble.
but then you know what was so funny?
Did you
But-
roll out the red carpet for her?
But I gotta tell
I
you.
treated her a little bit
She
nicer.
listen, she did because then, like I don't know if it was that same event that we were in the rocking chairs, and then the next thing I knew, you were like, "There's some blueberry behind the bar for your mom. I know she likes the sweet wine. She's not gonna want some of the dry wines." I was like, "Oh my God, you're so right, Stacy." Like she was just earning credit with me. And then I'll never forget the
I
last.
turned it around.
She turned it around quick.
Quickly.
And then the spring portfolio, I'll never forget
Oh
this.
my God.
And Chantel had come up for it. And remember, it started raining. And we were under that tent.
Oh,
And Rich was
tent.
pouring Malbec
Yeah.
that hadn't even been released yet. The heaters were on. But Chantel, you were like, "Chantel, what do you drink?" She was like, "I like that Jersey Blue." Jersey Blue it is. And like she went down a bottle of Jersey Blue. It's chilled for you over in the bucket. Just tell them. Like,
Oh
listen.
my God.
But we had
Stacy
a
sent you.
Yeah, tell them Stacy sent you. Now, Linda, I remember when I first started working there, you were away. Because, Linda was our little snow bunny.
Yeah.
Going
Oh, you
to
were away
Florida.
in February?
She was away in February.
I used to
in
be there
Florida.
January, February, part of March, and then I would
Wow, okay.
come back.
Everybody was like, we can't wait for you to meet Linda. And I was like, okay. I was like,
who's
who's
Linda?
this Linda person? And why are we so worried about Linda? And so then, I worked for a while. But I'm going to tell you what was funny to me. I was just supposed to be working like special events. And then like a couple of weeks later, like Penny sent me an email and was like, what weekends are you able to work? I was like, I'm working weekends? But listen, I had so much fun,
that's
I
so
didn't even
funny.
care.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought I was only special events, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And listen,
Take
at
it.
that time,
God.
I gotta tell you, Jeff was still recovering from that
Yeah.
pancreatitis, and I was happy to get out of the house.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just to kind of get away for a little bit.
And
But
the winery is a good place to escape.
It
and
is.
like
Exactly.
working there is fun.
I'd
We've
like
made
that.
really
It
good
is.
friendships
And
over
even
Yes,
if
the
you
years.
have had a bad day or night or whatever, when you go in there, you just get lost in all of that.
Yeah.
All of that.
I agree.
With the customers, I love interacting with the customers.
I
Honestly.
agree.
I really do.
I think working in that tasting room is just
Yeah,
one of the most
that's
special
great.
things. You
Me
never
too.
know who's going to come through the
Right,
door.
No doubt.
You never know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, but that's what I like about
Me
it.
too.
You
It's
just
different
say-
every time.
It is. It is.
It's different
You
every
never
time.
know. People, sometimes it is hard to deal with the public, but the majority of people are nice.
Wine lovers are typically
Yes.
happy people. I say that all the
Yeah.
time. They are.
When
and
you do encounter someone that's not, you wonder, like, you're at a winery.
Right.
Like,
How can you not
how
relax
could you
and
not
Yeah,
relax
just
and be
relax
happy?
and
And you're just
Enjoy.
talking
Yeah.
with the person
Yeah.
like next
Yeah.
to you or talking
Yes.
with the next table over.
I
It's
always
just
like
a
to
fun
find out
environment.
like where people are coming from.
Mhm.
And I notice we do have a lot of customers that are just passing by to the shore or back. And they'll say, I pass by this place all the time and I've been wanting to stop in. So,
Yes.
It's
you know,
crazy
it's
how many
nice.
people say that.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
it
people.
is,
It is.
honestly.
It's a lot of people. And
Yeah.
then the cool ones are like when they stop through on the way to the shore, they drink the wine while they're at the shore.
Yes.
And then they
Come
stop back
back.
by on the way
Yeah.
home because they want to get more
They
wine.
want to get more wine.
Like
yeah.
they have enjoyed the wine so much that they want to do that. Look, I don't know if I've asked y'all this before. Have both of you always been wine lovers? Like, how did you get into wine?
I definitely was not a wine drinker. I was always like cocktail girl, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I think working at the winery, maybe
too.
when I worked at the Ritz-Carlton and we had wine dinners, of course
Yes.
I would try some. But I think it was really working at the winery where I'm like, let me try to expand,
Yeah.
my palate when it comes to wine. But I'm still just a white and a rosé girl.
Yes.
Red wine is not my
I
thing.
never drank wine until I was 50.
Really?
Yes.
Last year, Linda.
Yeah, last year.
Go ahead, boo. Go ahead.
So I did a trip to Italy and Greece with my cousin and two other girls.
Mm.
And when we were in Italy, of course, it's like red wine, white wine, but
all
they
the
put
time.
it on the table. So I started drinking. So I started right off with the red dry. That's what I started drinking. And then after that, I didn't drink as much wine as I do now because I work at the winery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely.
Therefore, that's where my extra 10 pounds.
Yes.
come in.
Listen.
But-
We're not even gonna talk about
We
extra
don't want to talk
pounds.
about that.
We're not gonna talk about that. No. Portia's place, we don't talk about things like pounds and calories.
And it's like
No.
everybody's like, well, if you didn't really drink wine, I stopped drinking wine for 3 weeks and I lost 8 pounds. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't
Yeah,
think
but you're not
so.
happy.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I
you're
can't
not
do that,
happy.
right?
And you're gonna start drinking again
Yeah.
and gain the 8 pounds right back. So enjoy
Exactly.
the wine, right?
Exactly,
No, I
right.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So that's when I started. I never really drank cocktails. I just wasn't a drinker. I don't know why. I just didn't drink. Now I drink all of it.
Listen, I
Red,
think it's
love it all.
rosé, whatever.
I think it's funny, like looking back in time, when Jeff and I got married, like we had a cash bar at the reception because I didn't really drink.
Right.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And he didn't really. He drinks more. He drank more then than he did now, but he wasn't really a drinker either. Like we had a cash bar.
Wow.
Like I remember that now.
Yeah.
Wedding number 2. It was just
open bar.
Open. I mean, they were drinking on the bus. You know, like it was drink. It was a lot of
You
drinking.
developed a taste for it.
Yes,
by
listen,
then.
it was a lot. It changed.
Oh
It sure
my
did.
God.
Now, I don't know if it's because I moved up north. I don't know if that had anything to
Probably.
do with it. But we just weren't drinkers like that.
Yeah.
And look, I'll tell y'all something funny. The very first batch, on our honeymoon, we went on a cruise. And we bought all this liquor when we were in the islands. We didn't really know what we were buying. We're just buying stuff because it's inexpensive, right? So we come back, we got all
Figure out what to
this,
do
we
with
got
that.
all this liquor, right? So my very first batch of eggnog that I ever made, I made it with one of the liquors, is rum. But I had gotten this bottle of 151 on one of the islands, and that's what I made that first batch with. I made it with 151, and let me tell you, it was the wildest
glass
Christmas
is done,
Eve.
huh?
And look, we used to have, for many years, we used to do a Christmas Eve party, and we just invite friends. So I made the very first, party. We were married, and I made this batch of eggnog
151.
with 151, and I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna say any names. But it was some. I don't know if the kids' parents were up the next morning when it was time to open presents. But listen, not knowing what I was doing, like
Yeah.
I just didn't. I didn't know.
Well,
I
your
didn't know anything.
eggnog has improved significantly.
thank you so
I have
much.
not tasted it then, but it's really
Listen,
good now.
it's better now. That 151. That's the only
Yeah.
time I did that. Jeff was like, "What did you put in this? Do you see how the people are reacting?" I was like,
They're going crazy.
"I was like, this is what I
We're
use."
from the islands.
He was like, "You put 151 in it."
And it probably tasted so good. They were
Yo,
drinking
and they
it
just
right
kept
now.
drinking it, and they were drinking
my
it, and I
God.
was like, I don't know who made it to church for Christmas morning service. I don't know if kids' parents.
Trevina's handwriting a note to the preacher.
I'm
So
so
sorry.
Sorry, I got
Attendance was down.
It was nothing but that
Fluid
the
Trevina.
whole congregation is suffering from
Something.
hangover, eggnog hangover.
Hey, oh my God. It was, listen, it was so,
Hey,
it was
do you
so
think you
fun.
could do like maybe a summer eggnog thing?
Oh God, a cream in the summer?
It's called sangria, Linda. We're going to make sangria in the
That's
summer.
true. All right.
How about sangria?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. How about that? Yeah, we're not drinking that cream in the hot
No,
weather.
not in the summer.
And we can't freeze it, so we could have like an eggnog popsicle or something.
I think you could.
You could probably freeze
Now
it.
that would be good.
Oh, maybe more like a granada. Because maybe because of the alcohol in
Maybe
there,
like
it'll
a
freeze
slushy.
solid.
We could maybe
yeah.
do a slushy.
Slushy.
Eggnog slushy.
Yeah.
I bet you could do that.
I bet
Yeah.
you could.
Put
would
it
be
in
good.
like a glass jar.
Yeah.
I bet you it will freeze. Not freeze.
Yeah.
More like a granada.
Because I went to Spain.
What part of Spain?
We went to Madrid and a couple other little towns. We went where the bullfights were,
Yes.
but I wouldn't go. I'm like,
I know that's right.
I could not watch that. So
No, I
where
think
we
that's
were
scary.
staying, yeah, I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. But they did have some really good wine there.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I've been to Spain, but it was just that's where my cruise ship left from, and it was Barcelona. It was nice. Like
Oh,
I did
I've
a
never
nice
been
tour.
there.
It was beautiful.
I
Like
heard Barcelona is
Barcelona
nice.
was beautiful, but
Yeah.
I didn't spend a ton of time there. Ooh, Stacy, when's your trip?
Yeah, and what's going
Like a
on?
month from now.
And where
Oh
are you
my
going?
God! So tell us again,
Give
where
us
you
the
going?
itinerary.
Going to Italy. We're starting in Venice. And
Nice.
then we're going into Tuscany to San Gimignano. I know I'm not pronouncing that properly. But inside Tuscany. And then we're going to Rome. And then we're finishing our trip in Sorrento. Right along the Amalfi Coast.
Sorrento's
Oh.
so we only went
Right here, Stacy.
Right here.
This
Here
is
you
where
are.
you'll be.
My beach will
along
be
the
down there.
Amalfi Coast. Yes. And
So I'm
listen-
excited.
Yes,
that
and
sounds
listen.
nice.
Oh my God! Like I'm thinking about it now. Like thinking
I
about
want to go back.
lemon trees
Oh,
and
yeah.
olives.
Yeah.
Like that's all that's like. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know. I think Fran and I, my sister-in-law, because that's who I'm going with, my sister-in-law, my daughter, and my two nieces. I think Fran and I will probably do a lemon and olive tour when we're in
nice.
Sorrento.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
let the girls stay at the
Yeah.
beach. but we are going to like 2 wineries. We have a cooking class at one of the wineries.
Oh,
So I'm really
awesome.
looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
We only got to spend one day and night in Sorrento, so I didn't really get to see a lot.
Yeah, that's our
There.
end, and we're there for 4
And
nights.
I heard it's so nice and you really should stay there, but the way our tour was set up, we did it. But Capri was also very nice, or Capri.
Capri.
I know, I can't say
Yeah, we actually got a boat for the 5 of us and 5 other people.
Are you going to do the
for the
grotto?
whole day? No, I'm not going to
we
do that.
did that.
I get a little
Aw.
claustrophobic, and I don't want to be battling with other gondolas to
I
get
wouldn't
underneath.
do it now, but
No.
like you went into this cave and you literally had to lay all the way back into the boat, and then you went in, but it was beautiful.
I know, that's what I hear.
Beautiful, but I wouldn't do it now. No way.
It's so gorgeous there.
Yeah,
And
it
the
is.
interesting thing is, I felt like everywhere you go, it's like, we're so young here in the United States. Like when you're
Yeah.
seeing stuff like
Yeah.
all these years before BC, it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's
It's hard to
it's
comprehend,
beautiful.
actually.
It
Everything's
is.
so old there.
Everything
Yeah.
is so old.
Old,
And
yes.
I don't know if you felt this way, Linda. Like when we were in Rome,
Mm-hmm.
like it was like we were on a highway. Like, Rome's a city. It
Yeah.
reminds you kind of New York, right?
Yes, yes.
But you're in this city and all of a sudden, boom, there's the Colosseum.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
there's the Colosseum.
In the middle of
in the middle of the
God.
in the middle of the interstate almost.
And the
But you see-
traffic
and
is
the
so
traffic
bad.
is so
Oh, my
bad because
God.
people are circling by.
Yes.
But listen, when we were there,
That
I
was
feel
really
like
cool.
we spent more on the excursions or just as much as we spent on the trip. Because I just remember thinking, when are we going to get back here? We got to do it all.
Oh yeah.
But to see,
Did you
to
go
see
on
all of that,
like a tour type?
we did a cruise.
Oh, a cruise, and then they
we
just,
did a cruise,
oh.
and so then we booked our excursions.
Oh,
But
okay.
we did Rome and Florence.
Good shopping there.
Oh my God, I got the most. Let me tell you, Florence is where
You
that
got the
cameo.
cameo.
I got a cameo there, and then I got another cameo because we went to Pompeii.
We did that.
Oh my God,
That was
Pompeii was
fantastic.
so cool.
Wasn't it?
We did.
Did you see a lot of stray dogs walking around when you were there?
Were
We
a lot of
did.
dogs
There were a lot of stray dogs just hanging out there.
hanging out, but
Yeah.
yeah, Pompeii I thought
That
was
was
really
really
cool.
cool, yeah.
We did Pisa as well. I
Yeah.
think we did Pisa and
That was
Pompeii the
like-
same day.
you could
I
skip
mean,
that.
it's touristy, but you gotta like if you're there,
Yeah.
you gotta go
Oh,
and see the
definitely.
Leaning Tower,
Yeah.
But I thought Florence was probably one
I
of my
love
favorites.
Florence.
I
Me
just
too.
thought it was so
The
beautiful.
the square, and then you walk down the
Yes.
little streets with all the shops. It's so funny. Like I could literally still remember all the places I went.
Really?
Yes, I could visualize.
I
that.
remember us having
Yeah.
lunch and
The
I bought a
Spanish
charm.
steps. Yeah.
That's when I don't have that bracelet on today, but I bought a lot of Pandora charms like in each town I went to. Like I bought the Colosseum when we were in Rome and I bought I got a statue of like the David one when we were I think in
right,
Florence. Like
yeah.
everywhere I went that I could find one.
That's
Yeah.
a cute
I bought a
idea,
little
actually.
charm
It is,
and it
I
was
know.
I got like the Leaning Tower, I got the Colosseum, I got a David. Oh, I got this huge I can't remember the name now, but it's a famous church in Barcelona. I bought one there. Like everywhere we went, I bought one of the
that's a good
charms. I've got a
idea.
beautiful one in Amalfi when we were there. We did Cannes too. So, where they have the
on
film
your cruise?
festival. Yep, that was a
Okay,
stop
right
as
after
well. And that was beautiful. But, like you could go to Morocco that day. Like if you wanted to, because Morocco is very close.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to take an excursion to Morocco, you could. But it was beautiful. Now I want to go back and just like pick a
Go.
place and just go
Yeah.
and
Stay.
stay.
Yes, yeah. Me too.
But maybe, Sorrento, you said that. I just
Yeah, I
had
would
a class.
definitely
I just had a
go back there.
classmate from high school. She and her husband, I saw on Facebook, went to Venice, and it's on my list. But isn't something going on with the water there?
Yeah, it's
Well, it's
dirty.
rainy season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, did it flood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
So
we're talking about the
during rainy
flood and
season,
stuff.
it
Yeah.
floods. And
But
it
the
tells
Her
you
pictures,
to bring
her pictures look
boats.
beautiful. Her pictures look beautiful. I'm gonna go, and I gotta ask. Jess, and listen, travel is so different now because
Oh, for sure.
Jess, my hairdresser, and her husband did a trip, and like they just booked Airbnbs wherever.
Oh,
Like
and
they
did
took
their
a
own
flight
thing,
and they
yeah.
just did their own thing.
Some people do that.
Which I was like, oof. It would make me nervous.
Me too.
But they booked, and it was so funny because she was like, we had such a good time. I can't remember the place that they went, but one place they had such a good time that they just decided to stay there and didn't go like to the next stop. Like they just
Really?
spent a couple extra days there.
Oh,
And she was
nice.
like, but Jovita, like the hotels, we did like Airbnbs. They're only paying like $30 a night.
nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not expensive. It's just,
Right.
I like a bit more organization.
And there's not a lot of amenities in those places.
No.
No.
And,
Like
and, I'm,
air
and
conditioning.
listen,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you
And
another,
steps up.
yes.
Ah, yeah.
And another
sure.
reason at that time that I opted for a cruise was because I had traveled in Europe and I wasn't sure how everyone would be with the accommodations
Right.
because hotels are different there.
Oh,
And
for
if
sure.
you're someone that needs a bit more in a
Yeah.
hotel, I was nervous.
And their
that,
air is not like our air.
No,
It's not
no.
really that cool.
No,
And we went in the summertime. When did
Oh
you
my
go?
God. Oh my
it
God.
was hot.
Y'all know we need to do a trip.
That would be fun.
I know we
Imagine.
keep saying it, but we need every year we talk about it, but we need to do a trip, even if we just go to California.
That would be fun.
We should do a California trip, and we got to go to Turley.
Now,
As long as they make a light.
what town is Turley? It wasn't near
Is it
where you
Sonoma
were.
or Napa?
90 miles from Sonoma.
Oh,
So in what area? What is that called?
What was that?
but it's not.
I'm
in
trying to
Napa.
visualize the label. No, it's not Napa. Paso Robles.
Oh.
They have two locations.
Oh.
They have two locations, but the one
Like
closest.
two growing locations?
Yes, but the one closest
They must
to
be big.
Sonoma was like 90 miles from where we
Oh,
were.
yeah, that's
Wow.
far. Wow.
It was far. But we got to think about that.
I mean, you cannot, like, we went, you can only see so much in a week.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
5 days. We were there
Exactly.
for 5 days, I think. And you could only see, I mean, we tried to do 2, some days 3 wineries. Mostly it was 2.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to, see that many
Yeah.
in one
I think
day.
you have to go with low expectations.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what do we really want to try?
Right.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And can we fit it in?
Yes.
Like in a reasonable time frame and not be, wasted.
Yeah,
Passed out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be wasted.
I mean, I do love Sterling wine. Have you had any of their wine? We
Are
went
they a black label?
silver.
Yeah.
Silver.
I know who you mean.
And that winery was amazing because they were cable cars. You took cable cars up to it. It was on a hill. So cool.
What was
And
that
then-
view like?
Oh
Must've
my
been
God.
beautiful.
When you got up to the top, that's where the tasting room was, but then they had outdoor seating. And then you just look up over the whole, all the vineyards and everything. It was beautiful.
I gotta tell
And the
you.
cable car was kind of cool.
Oh, that is a cool
yeah, it was
thing.
really cool.
I gotta tell you, when we were there, like I just remember the look on my parents' face, seeing like the vineyards just
Yeah, they're
going
beautiful.
up. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen,
So many vineyards.
so many vineyards, and it's
Yeah.
just it's like they went
Gorgeous.
to the sky almost.
Yes.
They just go up.
Never ending, yeah.
I want to go. A wine club member told me about. I said Jay Rickards.
Oh, I don't know that.
Jay Rickards, and I don't think it was necessarily on their list, but it is the one that
Happened
anytime I
upon it.
bring it up, they mention it. The
Really?
wine was so good, they
Oh,
said.
wow.
And
I'll
so
look that
it's
up.
on my list. I want to go there, and I want to go to Turley, and that's it. I'm okay going anywhere else.
Right.
But we got to think about, we really got to think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stacy, wait a minute. How's your trip going? How many states have you and
The
Kevin
50,
been
50,
to?
50?
The 50-50.
I don't know. I can't even remember. I mean, because it's the states together. Because of course Kevin and I have traveled separately and been
Yes.
to different states
Right.
that we can't really
That doesn't count now. All right.
But I think I'm like at 20, and then in August or the end of July, Kevin and I are going to Missouri, Illinois, and Kansas. So we're gonna
Oh,
get
wow.
3 out this summer.
Missouri,
You'll get some
Illinois,
good
and
steak.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Like,
And we're going there because it's our 30th wedding anniversary, and I couldn't think of like what to do, and Kevin's not coming to Italy.
Right.
And so I said, oh, let me see what Hallmark says, the 30th anniversary.
Would they say travel?
No, it's
Steak?
Pearl.
Oh, Pearl. Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I'm going to find cities that are called Pearl.
Oh my God.
And Kevin's like, you're crazy. I'm like,
Did
oh,
you
no.
find any?
That's why we're going to Kansas, Illinois, and
There's
Missouri.
Pearl cities there?
Yeah, well, they're
Oh.
incorporated, so maybe there's
All right.
10 people that live there, but we're going
But you're
there
going
and
to
getting
Pearl.
a picture
10
in
people,
front of them.
you better not blink.
front of
You'll
the
probably
signs.
be through the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so Kevin is dying. He goes, you're going to Italy, and I'm going to Pearl,
Pearl?
Kansas.
Yeah.
Pearl, Kansas.
Somehow that just doesn't, it's not even.
He'll
But
be
it's
okay.
going to be fun.
He'll be okay.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
going to be fun.
It'll
Like,
be
y'all are
fun.
going to have a great time.
Well, good. Take a lot of pictures of the 10 people.
Oh, no,
that
I
live
Yes,
definitely will.
yes.
As
In
long
fact,
as
you
we
could
find
do a
a
group
sign.
shot with all
Yeah,
of them. Like, you could
all
probably
of
do a
them.
group shot
All
with
right.
all of them.
I
Yes.
need all the townspeople to come together.
I need
It'll
everybody
be
to come. I need everybody to come.
Oh,
I know
that's
it.
that's cute though. I
No,
like
it'll
that.
be fun. And
Yeah.
then I think next year we might do like Maine, like do the
Yeah,
upper
I'd like to
northeast.
do that.
Yeah,
So,
when it's
I've
warm.
never
I
been.
have to plan,
Yeah.
you have to plan it because it's
Yeah,
a
you
car
do.
trip.
Yes.
And you want to try to get as many states in as possible.
Right.
Because I think when we do Texas, we'll probably do like Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico,
Right.
like go straight across to California
Yeah.
and get all those.
All of
Texas is so big.
All of
I know
Texas
we'll be across the top.
basically looks the same. It's just all flat.
Dry.
Yeah.
Dry and flat. And hot.
Yes.
And hot.
I've only been to Dallas and Plano.
But I heard
Fort
Dallas
Worth.
was fun.
Yeah,
Austin
Dallas
was
is nice.
good.
I was
Yeah,
going to tell
I've
you,
not been to
Austin.
Austin.
Austin is my favorite.
Yeah, I've not been
probably
there.
U.S. city. I
Yeah,
love
I
Austin.
really?
Well, Austin is the live music capital of the world,
Is it really?
and I love
They have
music.
a lot of music festivals. And
They
things
do.
there, yeah.
Yes, they do. Austin, great food, great
Yeah.
music. Like it's
Really?
it's
I didn't
yes.
realize that about
And one of my
live
favorite
music.
hotels in this country is the Four Seasons in Austin.
I
Like
like any of the Four
it's
Seasons.
it's so it's so beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's on the it's on the river that runs through Austin. Now
Oh,
people
nice.
go crazy looking at these bats. I'm not fooling around. I don't care about bats,
No,
but
me
bats
either.
they have a big bat population. Like I mean,
Really?
not, I
Like
didn't have
people
one of the-
travel to see that?
well, yes, people
Who?
do.
I be traveling the opposite way.
I travel for the food, but let me tell you, I do.
Yeah.
I really like Austin. It's a nice city. Like,
Yeah.
check it out. Like, it's it is one of my favorite U.S. cities.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I heard you
I've
say
heard
you
that.
travel for food. I do the same thing.
Yeah, like
No,
I
I'm
want to
dead
know, like,
serious.
where's
When
the
I'm going
because as soon as
somewhere,
you
I
said
want good
Maine,
restaurants.
as soon as you said Maine, I was like,
Lobster.
lobster.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna get some red wine now.
That's what I want to go there
Lobster.
for. The lobster
Oh,
roll,
I
lobster,
know, it's
anything
everywhere.
lobster.
Well, when we were
Everything
in-
lobster, yeah.
When we were in, my cousin got married in Rhode Island. He got married in Rhode Island. They met at Brown, and we went up for the wedding. And I had lobster in Boston before, but the lobster in Rhode Island was good too.
Yeah,
I
I
hear
love
Maine,
Rhode Island.
I hear Maine is the best. So yeah, you gotta get lobster. in
Oh, I
Maine.
know.
You gotta do that. Now, will y'all go to Alaska too?
Well, hopefully. I mean, that's the goal, right? To hit all the 50 states.
Yes. You know,
Could save that for last.
Yeah, that's what I think we will because we have been to Hawaii, so like a couple of times, so we don't have to go back. I mean, we'd love to go back, but I
Yeah.
really want to see the other states in the United States
Right.
that we haven't been able to visit.
There is a lot to see. Like I've said the same thing. Like, once you've been to Europe is great, but there is a lot to see here.
I know,
Most people
exactly.
don't.
and
Yeah.
every state has something
Something,
to
yeah.
offer
you're
for
right.
you to see.
Yes.
Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm kind of nerdy in a certain way. Like I'm not gonna do a trip based around it, but like I love visiting presidential museums, like the
Oh, do
presidential
you?
libraries. I love them, but I love
Okay.
history and stuff like
Oh,
that. So I remember going to JFK's, like when I went to Boston, like that was on my list. Like, okay, after work, I'm going to the JFK library. Like,
Wow.
I love stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah, I do. So, but there is so much to see. I'm
Yeah,
not into the
there
national
is.
parks and stuff.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
can keep the bears and the
Yeah.
snakes and all of
As-
that, but
to me, anymore the way it is now, it's not safe. People go to these national parks, they take a hike, you never see them again. It's like,
right, I can't go out like that.
No, me
And listen,
neither. No.
somebody was talking today.
Uh-uh.
About, somebody was at work today talking about they hit a
Uh-uh.
deer like a deer going through the windshield. I said, listen,
Oh,
that's one of my
could you
that's
even
one of my
imagine?
that's one of my
Yeah.
greatest fears in life.
Yes.
And is dying by death by deer.
Death
like
by
I'm just
deer.
saying. And
Or
look,
bear.
the last
Death by
time
bear.
Chantel was here, I was in the car
Oh my
driving.
God.
And she was like, why are you blowing when you go around the curb? I was like, because it could be deer out in the field. This is deer
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And I don't want one jumping out in front of me because my
no.
car is so low that deer would come right through this. I don't want to go out like that.
And it would kill you.
I'll
yes.
never forget when Oscar at work, when it was like mating season. He was like, you have to be careful when you're driving at night. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
early in the morning.
'Cause
Yes.
they go crazy.
That's when
they
the
run
deer are
right
crazy.
out.
That's
Yeah.
where
I'm like,
listen,
Yeah.
I
they
remember
are.
being on high alert because I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Listen.
oh my God, deer.
Deer see,
So now you're driving like 5 miles
Yeah.
per
Yes,
hour.
and blowing the horn. I'm telling you, I blow the horn
Yeah.
and I flash my lights. Like I do that kind of because I'm
Chantel's
telling
like,
y'all.
what's up with your video?
Yeah, look, Chantel was looking at me like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm warning the deer that I'm coming because, listen,
Just
I'm
get a bullhorn.
Listen,
I'm
Linda,
coming.
I'm
Out of
telling
the way,
you,
dear.
I don't want to go out like that.
Oh,
I want to go
no.
out with my grandkids around the
Yeah.
And look, it's so funny. You made me think about this earlier when we were in Florence. And we went to this little shop, with just some little T-shirts and stuff. And that's where I was like, my grandchildren are gonna call me Nona.
Oh.
I like that, because that's what they
Italian.
call their grandmothers, just
But
Nona.
you know what? My friend Linda is Polish, and they call her Nona. So
Listen.
I
Oh,
don't know
really?
if
I called my grandma Bubba.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So I think the Polish have the same.
I don't know, but my grandkids gonna call me Nona.
Nona.
And I'm not gonna die by
Is
a
that
deer.
thanks for
I'm gonna be in the bed saying goodbye to my grandchildren, and they're gonna be like, "We love you, Nona. We love you.
Just pay
Thank you for
attention.
taking us to Disney World. Thank you for being the best Nona in the world." Like that's how I'm going out, not by that deer.
Nona's cute. Yeah.
But I thought Nona was cute, right?
It is cute.
And ever since then, I've been like, whenever I have grandchildren, I'm not rushing, but whenever I have grandchildren,
Well,
Nona.
I don't think you have too much to do with it.
Mm-mm.
So
I do not, but he is
Exactly.
listening. He is listening.
yeah, I know he is.
So he is listening.
I'm
Nona,
not
it shall
rushing.
be.
Yeah.
No, I know that's right. Look, speaking of grandkids, congrats,
Oh,
Linda, on
thank
little
you,
Linda.
little Linda.
Be a look. I'm like, go, little Linda. Listen, on her being a cheerleader for rowing.
She's starting Rowan main campus this year.
It's awesome.
And she applied, and it was like a rigorous program,
I'm sure.
application. Yeah. She didn't know if she was going to get it or not.
What's
but,
she going to study?
No, for the cheer.
Oh, for
For the
cheering.
cheer. She's going to be a cheerleader.
She's cheering.
for
You didn't
that.
know that?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she was cheering.
Oh, but a
Did they
rigorous-
try out for cheerleading?
Yeah, for Rowan.
Oh,
you have
it's
to try
serious.
out. Oh, yeah, you have to try
I didn't
out.
realize it was that.
And she said to
And
me,
listen,
it
I-
was so hard. She goes, Grandma, it was so hard. She goes to the gym like 5 days a week, and she does this extra free coaching, for the younger kids. And she's been doing cheer since 5th grade.
Yes.
I mean, she's just. But anyway, she's so excited to be on the main campus and to start cheering.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I heard a rumor
Yeah.
that it's expensive.
Oh, $3,000, and that's not even counting like what you have to pay when you travel. It's
be
just
on
to
the
be on
cheer
it.
team?
Yeah,
I
Like
just-
that you're cheering for the football team?
yeah,
You have to pay for that?
yeah.
That's not
For
like
the
a sport?
organization. No, it is, but it's like you have to pay them. I don't know why, but Dave was freaking out. He's like $3,000. Really?
I heard him talking
For
about
like
it.
uniform?
I guess for all. I don't know what.
And
it
then in
involves,
addition
but-
to the travel
Yeah.
expenses.
Yeah, because when she was doing cheer for these other teams, township teams, it was expensive too. They had to pay
For the high school or competition?
competition.
Yeah, competition
Yeah.
I knew, but I would think that once you're
Yeah.
in school, like
No,
you're
$3,000.
Do you think that she'll have aspirations? I mean, I'm not saying this is like what you want to do, but do you think
Yeah.
she want to be like an Eagles cheerleader or something like that? Has she
don't
ever
know.
mentioned that?
No, she never
Okay.
did. She's going to school to be an occupational therapist.
I like it.
That's what she wants.
I like
to
it.
do.
Good.
But can
So-
she finish at Rowan for that, or does she
No,
have to transfer?
I think
right?
you have to
Yeah.
transfer. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm hoping
That's
she
okay.
stays on to that.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah,
path.
stays on that
But she's
path.
very smart. She really is. She's always honors, and she does
She,
really
she
well
comes
in
from good
school.
stock.
Yeah, and she's very, very good with organizing her time. So she
Well,
kind
that's
of
good.
fits everything in. So
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Wow.
this too. like your grandchildren are, you got like good grandkids. They're
I
so
do.
respectful.
Yes.
They've always been like, they don't even make faces when I'm like, hey, little Linda, or your grandson. Like, they're just good kids. And I mean, listen, shout out to Gina and Dave. Like,
They're
they've just
excellent
done
parents.
a
They
great
are.
job with those kids.
Yeah,
and
they
you too,
have.
Linda. Like, they're just great kids.
And Ryan, he's a basketball freak. He's been playing basketball since like grade school. He practices every day. He goes to River Winds and practices.
Aww.
He does the gym. So he just got picked up for this team that's apparently very hard to get on.
Like a travel team for the community?
Yeah,
Wow.
travel team.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we went to watch him play at Total Turf last week. And he's small. So he's like smaller
That's okay.
than the
That's
other
okay.
Yeah, he's good though. The
Oh,
second
yeah.
game he scored 4 points. The first game he didn't, but
That's
he's
okay.
very aggressive. He's all over the place.
And listen,
He
point
loves it.
point
Loves
guards
it.
point guards are like the captains. They're
Yeah.
managing
Yeah.
what's happening
Yep.
with the other players.
Yeah.
So
He's good.
that's good. No,
But
that's
he just loves it. It's his passion. He's loved it all
Good.
along. So, which is good because then he's not involved in other,
other stuff.
and his best friend is.
And you know what, Linda, you never know. Like, he could end up in, like, if he doesn't want to play, if he decides later on, oh, I don't want to
Yeah.
play, he could be a sportscaster, sports
Right,
writing,
right.
any of those things.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Exactly.
so many different avenues in sports, right?
He's not so much a student like Alyssa. School's like,
Uh,
take it or
it
leave
could
it.
come
but-
later, though.
Listen,
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
it could.
Yeah.
As
He's just-
long as he shows up to school, does the best
Yeah,
stuff
he
that
does.
he can, and you just move on. I think
Yeah.
like life and experiences, I think that's so much better almost. Like you can't always be academic.
No.
Right.
And you have to
exactly.
be willing to take chances. And
Yeah.
he's that type of kid where it's not really school,
Right.
but he wants life experiences and he's going to grow from that.
And
He'll
you know-
find his place.
And you know what my daughter told me, which I never knew this? She said that Ryan, now my grandkids didn't grow up Catholic, like they didn't go to Catholic school or any of that. She said he's very like religious, kind of. Like he'll talk about God and he reads all about it, and him and his friend like talk about it, And I thought, really? I just never knew that about him. 'Cause
I
don't
think,
really talk to
listen,
him.
but guess what?
about
I love when
Not to
people-
the point of being a fanatic.
No,
but-
Right, right.
but they're
But
curious
intrigued.
about it, and
Yeah.
they're intrigued and
Yeah.
talking about it. And
Yeah.
look, I think that's
He
good.
asks Gina questions and then he'll say, and I think it actually makes him a nicer person because he feels like you should be nice to other people, kind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think it's really bad. Not that he wasn't, but he thinks about it.
He
as
thinks about that.
far as like,
Yeah.
well, God wouldn't want me to be this kind of person. He'd want me to be a nice person.
Yeah.
So I was shocked. I go, really? She goes, yeah, I don't know where that came from. Like, he asked Gina something about evolution. Like, what does she believe about that? Yeah, I'm telling you, he's reading all
Yeah,
this
I think that's
stuff.
great.
So,
Listen,
like,
but I think that's great
Yeah.
because I think
he's
that
not fanatical.
no. We're not scared, Linda. Don't
Yeah.
worry. We're not scared. We're not scared. But
Suddenly the doorbell
I'm like,
rings, yeah.
I'm like,
I'd like to convert you.
Yes.
Handing out pamphlets, though. Like,
Do you
Jehovah's
believe in
Witness.
God?
Yeah. Oh my God. And if
Oh
you
my
don't,
God.
you know what's gonna
Are
happen.
you a nice person?
are you a nice person?
Like those
Because
preachers on
you
TV.
want to be a nice person.
You know what'll happen to you.
If you don't send me that money,
Yeah,
right.
right.
If you don't send me that money. Now look, we gotta switch gears now. 'Cause
Alright.
we talking about kids and stuff.
Okay.
How was the pre-met gala?
It was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Kylie had a good time. It was Friday night.
God.
And
She looked so beautiful in the pictures.
Yeah,
Stacy.
she definitely did. It was so funny because she had another dress picked out, which I liked better.
I
'Cause
did
it was
too.
like yellow and floral, and I thought, oh my God, it'd be perfect for her hair. But she's like, no, this is what I'm going with. I'm like, you rock whatever
And
you
it
want to
looked
rock.
great.
And
She
she
looked
did look
amazing.
phenomenal.
Because she
actually.
blended it with that whole
Yeah,
flower.
theme.
I loved
thing.
it, and that theme.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
looking at some of the celebrities at the Met Gala, and I was
Oh,
like,
last night.
Kylie looked better than that
Yeah.
joker right there. I was like,
Oh, I didn't
yes.
see any of that.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
And I'm still like, I know this is gonna sound crazy. I'm still chasing
The bagel?
that bagel from that
Oh my
morning.
God. It's worth a trip there.
Listen
just
to me.
I know,
I'm
it's
still
crazy.
like chasing that bagel from that morning. Like
Wait a minute, they're
that,
like the size, they're like 2 bagels, really.
I know. New
And
York
listen-
bagels, there's something about it. It's the
God.
water.
It's
the
the
way that
water.
they
It's
do
a,
it.
and we have a
it's
little
just
bagel
amazing.
shop here, and they're like, our bagels come from New York, and I was like, yeah, but they didn't come from New York this morning, Joker.
Yeah.
And we like they
They
didn't
didn't
come
come
from
out of
New
the
York
oven
this
this
morning.
morning.
I have been chasing a bagel ever since we were in New York. I mean it. Like I
Did they
cannot.
deliver here?
Like, listen, I'm telling you, but I feel like bagels are like pizza in New York.
Yes.
Every corner, you're gonna have the best slice you ever had in
Oh,
your
yeah,
life.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
And that bagel, I'm telling you, and the cream cheese.
I know.
Oh
it
my
is
God,
something
it
when
was
you get
so
it up
good.
there.
What was the name of that place?
I don't even know. She goes to one like 2 blocks from her because
Right.
there is a closer one and they're just
Just
not
the
as good.
same.
I mean,
See?
they're still good, but
Yeah.
I forget what it is.
I don't know, but that was.
But
That
when we go
bagel
there,
was
that's when
phenomenal.
we
And
get
look,
it.
I don't know why y'all, like, I was looking at y'all.
About
Y'all started
cutting
with
it
the
in
half a bagel. I was like, forget that.
Yeah,
I want
you
a whole
started out with
bagel.
that.
I'm not playing around. That bagel
Because
was.
when you look at it, it's like
I
a
know.
crispy. You're like, oh, I'll never eat it.
It
Next
was
thing you know, you're
so,
like, give me the
it
other
was
half.
half.
so good.
That's
like,
what we did.
It was so
Anybody
good.
want to share? Nope.
Nope.
It's all
Mm-mm,
me.
mm-mm. I'm eating this whole bagel. No, it was
Yeah, we'll
great.
have to do that again. That was a fun like day.
God.
It
that
is.
was our
Look,
second annual.
That was us.
so-
But listen,
Well-
we're gonna stay? Did we talk about
we
staying
did
overnight
say
this
about
time?
staying over.
I think we should
Yeah.
stay.
Wait, do we know the name of that place we went to that we sat out in the garden?
You sent it to me on
I
Instagram,
did, it looked
but,
like
and I don't
it.
know if that's it. I definitely
Yeah.
tagged it in social media, so I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, look and see.
I
that
will.
place.
I thought it was more of a Mexican than Italian.
Oh, was it? Okay. I
Remember
don't remember.
when we were walking to the?
Yes.
It kind
the
of looked
Christmas
like
bar?
it was condemned.
I want to go
but-
back.
It
Listen.
did look like it was condemned.
Did
Yeah,
it
it
was
did,
so
but
fun.
it was so
Oh,
fun.
well.
The drinks were good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I think I had a paloma
Yeah.
and whatever food
Too
we
bad
ordered.
we had to hurry up.
We
and
had to
leave
hurry up and
because-
leave. But
Well,
I
we
gotta
had
tell you,
reservations for drinks.
I
listen,
know.
I want to go back to that place.
Me
The Christmas
too.
bar.
Oh, that was so.
Ah.
Oh, but when it's a tequila bar. 'Cause
Okay.
Remember,
Yeah.
tequila
Yes,
is a pop outside of
I'm
Christmas.
down with any
Yeah.
of it. Listen,
That
that,
was
place
fun.
was so cool.
Yeah, that's right. It was a tequila bar. That was really.
It was
good.
really
I love
good.
that
And
place.
I drank out of my fa la 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 la.
La, la,
you know, that barrel mug I bought. I loved all holidays. Whatever I was drinking out of that.
Yeah.
It holds like a half a bottle of wine.
Oh my
I was like, oh my God, fa la 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 la. It was so good.
Kevin just pulled out the Christmas hat with the lights. He's like, "What are we doing with this?" I'm like, "We're saving it.
We're keeping it.
We're keeping
not
it.
throwing
Yeah,
it out.
we're keeping it. No,
But
we're
it's
not.
just like-
You know what I do
Crazy.
with mine? I had like a snowman decoration. I put the hat on him
Oh, that was
at home
Mm-mm.
during Christmas. That was so fun.
It was so
Oh,
good.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't
Good day.
even the best of weather, but I mean,
No.
it wasn't.
It was better than the year before.
Oh yeah, that was.
The year before there was definitely
Pouring
more
rain.
rain.
It was
Yeah.
raining.
But this
That was
time
terrible.
we haven't been though, and it's been like freezing or
No.
like
No.
we can't maneuver through the
We've had
streets.
good
Like
luck
we've had good luck with
that,
the weather.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we should stay this year.
And
like
that-
Stacy,
okay, we'll
Stacy,
stay.
get on it.
Okay.
And
You,
this
you're our
time-
planner.
For Christmas time, like at the same time,
Yeah.
beginning of December.
Yeah. And this time, Lizzie's not wearing those damn boots because, like, she's looking, trying to look cute. But
And then her feet
were
are hurting.
killing her,
Right,
She
and
was dying at the
dying.
end.
She was dying at the
Yeah,
end.
I'm like, Liz, just wear sneakers or whatever.
Yeah,
Who
it's no big
cares?
deal.
Who's looking at your feet to see what you're having?
Nobody. Listen, yeah, we gotta stay.
Okay.
Find somewhere good. Like it's gonna. We can't afford to stay there. But I was like, oh, it'd be nice if we could stay like
We
at
could
the
stay-
Marriott Marquis right in Times
Oh,
Square.
that is close. But the
No,
place
we
I
can
like to go to, it's
I
on
know, on
that
the-
54th,
yeah.
that hotel, at least free breakfast, free happy hour.
We can't
Come
stay at a
on.
place. You can't stay at a place you love because there's not even a chair in that room. the Moxie.
Oh,
the
I like the Moxie.
Listen,
I
the
love
Moxie looks fly, but the room is so small. There's no chair in the Moxie. Like you gotta sit on the bed,
It's like
put
a
your lotion on your
closet.
feet on
Yeah.
the bed. Everything is on the bed because there's not enough room for a chair. Like
That's
the
why you
Moxie.
get a room with 2 beds.
The Moxie looks.
One
The
in
Moxie
your
looks
seat.
cool.
Yeah, but are there going to be bunk beds?
And guess what?
They
Going
have
up.
bunk beds. They
Yeah.
have bunk
Stacy,
beds.
there's
I'm
a
sure.
Moxie now in Virginia Beach at the oceanfront.
Oh, really? What's that look like?
It looks just like the other one, small.
Really?
But listen,
Small.
it is. I looked at it, but we're not gonna stay there. But there's a Moxie now at the Virginia Beach oceanfront.
Wow.
I saw it. It looked really cool.
Well, that's a Marriott property. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
so
just
there's
taking
it's gonna
over.
be everywhere,
Yeah.
and it is a cool property. Like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this would be somewhere fun to stay. But the room was just so small.
I know. They are.
But it's fun. It's fun.
I think sometimes they have awesome amenities. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
We stayed at the Moxie in Chelsea, and we had a free cocktail on arrival and then free breakfast.
Oh, that's good.
Like,
Well,
and the
no
room
one-
rate was decent.
Well, that's why we
So-
liked the hotel at least, because you don't get free breakfast anywhere in New York.
No.
Pretty much. And the happy hour is amazing. It's like all kinds of cheese, crackers, and free, and the breakfast is really good too. And it's free. Free,
Well,
free.
listen,
But
free,
it's on
free for me.
54.
Free,
Yeah.
free 99. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
What do you
Yeah.
think of that wine?
I was going to tell you, Linda, I really like
Isn't
it.
it good?
What's the name of this again?
It's called
Faustino 5.
Faustino 5.
Castino 5.
It's a Tempranillo red wine.
It's good. And how much did you say this was?
$20. Well, Jeff got
It
a
is so
discount,
many
but-
great
Yeah.
$20 bottles of wine
know.
out there.
I know.
So many great ones. This is good, Linda. You know, I'm not.
It was good.
It's getting warmer now.
Oh.
So no.
No,
Not the
no,
wine.
meaning like
I just mean
red.
overall.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't do a lot of reds
No, I
in the
don't either,
summertime.
to
You
be.
know,
I've been
but
drinking mostly whites.
but
myself.
this is really good.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm excited. I can't wait for that wine festival I'm going to soon. Hopefully, I
Where
find
is
some
it
good
at?
wine
Fun.
on George Washington's estate, Mount Vernon.
Oh, I loved Mount Vernon.
Listen,
actually.
it's at Mount Vernon. I'm really excited about it.
Sounds
It's like
so
in the
nice.
back field.
Yes, it's gonna be
That's
real.
nice.
I'm
Wow.
excited about it. I'm hoping to find some good new wine, and I wanna go back to Stone Tower in
Will
July.
Kate's Winery be on at the festival?
I don't know. I gotta ask her if they're gonna be there. But it's so close. I would think that they would be. And I saw something the other day, like you know, I'm sorry, transitioning into this. So you know, the other day, well, when you watched the episode and Penny was like, "I want to be on Wine Spectator." I want to be in Wine Spectator. So you know, I've been tagging Wine Spectator all the time. Like I'm constantly tagging. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe somebody will look and they'll be in Wine
You never
Spectator.
know.
Can you never
That's
know,
true,
right?
yeah, you're right.
But I'm like, oh, I can't wait until I'm at the point where somebody's like, Travita, here's some tickets to come to this event and this event.
Could you do
Like
a
there was a
wine
Monticello
podcast?
like wine week for someone that I follow, and it looked amazing. Like a
that
lot
would
of
be
great
nice.
Virginia wines.
Yeah.
And then she was
Wow.
doing like a 1 day thing, and I was like, well, maybe I'll go to the 1 day thing. But the 1 day thing was like $547.
What?
That's what I said, Linda. I was like,
We
maybe
could go to
next,
Florida.
maybe next year.
We could go to Turley for that now.
We can fly to California
Yeah.
for that much, right? So
Exactly. And then
but
just
yeah.
like hitchhike to Turley.
I'm excited about the one at Mount Vernon. I really
Yeah.
am.
When is that? When are you going?
May 18th.
Oh,
yeah, it's soon.
Oh my
It's
God,
soon.
that's soon. Yeah.
It's soon, so
Oh,
I'm
that's
really.
2 weeks from now.
It is,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna wear my new T-shirt with the QR code. We'll see
I love that idea.
if I get more.
too.
I'm telling you, we'll see if I get more subsubscribers. It'll be good.
You
I
probably
think it's
will.
a great idea.
It'll be good. Look,
Yeah.
somebody said it at that travel conference, and Chantel mentioned. I was like, I'm gonna try that. Jeffrey was like, oh, Mom, you know, that's a millennial
Will the
thing.
QR
It's
code
kinda-
be the big, like big on your
Did you
back?
think it was
or
tacky?
Well, it's not huge on my back,
Okay.
but it's a good size.
I think like a third, like a rough third of the shirt.
A third of the
Okay.
shirt, maybe, yeah. It's not obscenely large, but listen, somebody wouldn't have to like be all up on my butt
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
a
yeah,
picture of
sure.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like they could be a distance from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be right up on me.
right.
But
Yeah, they
I
could
think
still
the,
do
I
the
think the
QR code.
intriguing thing to me was if I was walking behind somebody
Mm-hmm.
and I just saw that never wine alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
without-
that about?
Cool.
Yeah, without
Click.
a doubt.
Right.
That's I would think that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we'll see. I have the logo on the front. If it, you never know. Hopefully, you just never know.
Right.
Of course you never know.
It's
You
just
gotta
fun.
Try everything.
You got to
Sure.
try everything.
That's a
So
good idea.
And you're gonna, connect with people
with
in different
people,
ways.
yes,
So,
exactly.
And even if they don't take a picture of it or whatever, they may come up to you and say, "Hey,
What's that about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the logo. I have my logo on the front, like small logo on the front, but I'm hoping. You just never know.
No.
And again, it's not like walking around passing out cards. It's like
right.
Yeah.
let's just see. And I'm gonna wear this shirt all the time, y'all. Like if I'm not working, if I'm at Food Lion, wherever I am, I'm gonna be
Wait,
wearing
do you
this
want to
shirt.
get some shirts for us? We can wear them.
I am gonna get them for you. Believe me, it's already on my mind. But I gotta
Wherever
go.
we all
I
go.
gotta go with somebody that I can get a good price on a
Price,
shirt.
yeah.
Because for this particular shirt, I can't pay that for
Right.
everybody's shirt. This was just
No.
me,
Right.
like finding somebody on Etsy. But there's other
Yeah.
people I can go with, and I may go with this person because inside the shirt they were like, contact us directly, better prices.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm sure that.
So they just took your QR code. They just
Well,
took it.
no, what
Or
happens
they
is,
created it.
now what happens is they have the QR code. I send them the link for
Oh,
whatever
whatever you
I
want the
wanted
QR
to.
code.
Now I have a QR code, but I didn't even have to send that because that's what they do. They just program that to be wherever I
And
want.
you tried it already?
I did. As soon as it came in, I took my phone, took me right to my channel.
Wow.
Okay.
It's kind of
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And it's in a good location, like sidebar. Like it's not like down low. Like I didn't want words at the bottom because I didn't want
Yeah,
things
yeah,
in my
yeah,
butt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I'm just thinking ahead.
Right.
But it did. It worked, and I'm
wow.
gonna see.
Yeah.
You should ask Tori not for nothing because she does all those QR codes.
And listen, she may be able to. You know, you never know. I may be able to do something with somebody that can make shirts because I do want. I do want to give some shirts to my friends and family. Like if you just, I'm not saying you got to wear the shirt all the time, but just
Right.
sometimes throw the shirt on. You never know.
Well, who's the girl that Lizzie knows that she was getting?
Oh, that was
shirts?
Kylie's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But Natalie's local. She does more like embroidery, but she'll probably do. She could do a shirt like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Lizzie and Tisa come down because I want to spotlight Tisa's charcuterie business.
Oh, I think that'll be nice.
So I
Oh,
talked to
nice.
Lizzie about that, and I was
That's
like, I
really
want you
nice.
and Tisa to come down,
Yeah.
and you know, I'll have Tisa make something nice, and
Her
you know,
boards are
her
creative.
boards
Oh my
are
God.
very.
They
That
really
seafood one she did
Yeah.
was
Very creative.
bananas.
Yeah.
It's very creative, and
I know.
we know lots of people doing lots of things, but when I
said to
thought
Lizzie,
about
how
that.
does she know how to do that? She goes, I don't know. She's always
Listen,
done that.
I think
What
if you have the time for it and
Yeah.
like you have a knack,
Yes.
and she stays
Yeah.
at home with her son, you know.
So why not?
But she's having a second child.
Oh my God, I didn't realize.
Yeah, like any day.
Oh, any.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, soon. I think like she's due. So she'll be off. She's a teacher, right? Or works out of school.
I
She's
didn't
a
think she
teacher.
worked. I didn't think she worked.
Yeah, she did. She was a teacher because the last baby she had the baby like closer to the summer, and she was off like until December with the first one.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's with Eric's mother's watching the baby.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I really didn't even know she was pregnant for
Yeah,
the second time.
she's
wow,
pregnant
that's
again.
great.
Huh.
Oh, I think that's
Nothing.
nice.
What are you saying?
Nothing, don't worry about
You good?
it.
Are we? What we doing?
There's nothing.
Nothing.
There's
Okay.
like about an hour 10.
Wow, we've been talking a long time.
Wrap it up.
So we go at an hour 10.
You have to
It's
do
okay.
this, Jeff. You have to do this.
Listen.
That's what I figured. I was like, this is
Alright.
probably
Yeah,
good.
that's what I thought you were saying. So listen,
Or like-
we'll go ahead. We're gonna let him cut the camera. But listen, we should do something cute that he can put at the end. Son, should we like blow kisses to our cameras, our respective cameras, like or our glasses up to the camera?
Cheers to Portia's
We'll do.
place.
Let's do cheers.
Let's just do cheers
Let's
to
do
Portia's
cheers.
place.
We won't blow
Alright.
kisses. I need some more wine.
I
Hold
thought
on.
you could cheer the bottle.
There we go.
Oh, listen, that's gonna be in there, okay? I just want you to know that. Oh, we're not editing that. We're not editing you with the bottle to your mouth.
Or do we have straws?
Oh my God, I
I
feel
do
like
like
we're at a
straws.
concert. I feel like we're at that outlaw
Should I do
Oh
concert.
my God! Look, the outlaw show where Stacy was like, "Trina, do not leave us. Don't go to the bathroom alone.
Oh, yeah, no.
Stay with us the
What
entire
concert?
time."
At the outlaw
At the
concert.
outlaw festival.
When we did that
Ah,
like
when you got-
TikTok
yeah,
video.
yeah. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God!
Oh God, that was
Stacy,
just
we got
so
Stacy
funny.
was like, "Don't go anywhere without us."
Trina was the only person of color at the entire place. There was something wrong there.
Stacy was like, "Do not leave us.
Do not go by
alone.
yourself.
Oh my
Do
God.
not go to the bathroom by yourself."
Where was that? Was that
Camden.
Camden. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Remember? Don't you remember?
Yes.
Your
yes.
sister was laying on the
Yeah, I
ground
know.
sleeping.
And then she woke up like with a whole new energy.
And we stayed to see Willie Nelson
Yeah.
because of you. And then y'all were like, "We're going to the bathroom." And I was like, "Why the hell did we stay to see Willie Nelson if you're not staying?"
I know. Why did we stay? No, somebody left early. Who left early and met us back at the limo? Was it Lizzie?
It was a whole bunch of people. I feel like it was only a handful of us. You left us, Stacy. You were like,
No, I did not.
You did. Yes, you did. You were like, I'm not staying for Willie Nelson. I'm out of here. So when we got back to the limo, all of y'all were there. And I was like, why did I stay? Because these jokers left and never came back. We're going to the bathroom. We'll be right back. And then they never showed back up.
Yeah, we were like, we're already down here. Let's just go to the limo.
Listen, once I heard that joker sing, what is it that Willie Nelson sings? What's his famous song?
I know.
He's got more than one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, what the
I don't know. Whatever it was. And then Jeffrey ends up telling me later, because I was like, and his son was there. He sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Jeffrey was like, Mom, you know, his voice was the one in the A Star Is Born.
Oh,
Like
really? I
his
didn't
son
know that.
wrote the music, and it's his voice that you hear
It's
when
not
Bradley
Bradley
Cooper. Yes, it's
Oh,
Willie
I
Nelson's
didn't
son.
know that.
My son knows all sorts of information
Jesus.
about music.
Wow.
He said that because
Useful or
listen, and
useless?
it is no useful.
Useful.
No, that was useful.
That's
Because I was like, "Are you
I didn't
serious?"
know that. That's
His
awesome.
son. And look,
Wow.
if you look it up now, after that, then I looked it up. Surely enough, it was him.
Wow.
It was him, and he did when he sang on stage with Willie. He sounded just like Willie Nelson.
What? But like Willie used to.
Like
sound.
Willie
Yeah,
used to
like
sound.
Willie used to.
Yeah, because Willie sounds like he's had a lot of weed.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
Well,
that concert I think was totally hijacked. The whole time I bought a
Yeah.
ticket thinking we were only seeing Chris Stapleton. And like not until like months later, I'm like, we're gonna listen to country music. Like I
All
was so
night
upset.
long.
Why you don't like country music?
No, I don't know
All
any songs. I
night
can't do
long.
anything with it.
I had a
Love
really good time.
Oh, we had fun.
And
I
Amanda's,
love it. I love
Amanda's
country
favorite
music.
artist was there. Was
yeah,
it Luke
it's-
Luke Ryan or Luke
Oh,
Ryan?
Brian?
No, Luke,
Oh, no.
Luke Ryan.
Luke Ryan
Yes.
is her
Ryan.
favorite
Yes.
singer.
Really?
Because she and Ricky
I don't
had
know
seats
him.
down by the stage.
Oh.
So that's why we never saw her.
Oh, no.
Because she was down there and we were where the poor people
Oh,
were.
I didn't know you hated country music.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. Like
Okay.
I know a lot of people like it. It's just not
I
anything
never.
I
I
listen
didn't used
to.
to be, but I.
Wait a minute.
But I like all music.
What?
You know,
Hold
Chris
on.
Stapleton is coming to Atlantic City.
Is he?
So my girlfriend writes me, and she was there the same night we were there for the show, and I didn't know it at the time. So anyway, she's like, "Hey, he's coming back to Atlantic City." I'm like, "I'll jump on and see what the tickets are." First of all, they sold
lot.
out, and we're never going to see Chris Stapleton again for the amount of money you paid.
Well,
Well,
in
you-
Atlantic City.
well, you know-
well, yeah.
You know,
Never.
you know
Well, he's
Amanda.
popular now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You know,
yeah.
Amanda and I saw him last summer. We went to Virginia.
did?
Remember, we drove to Virginia. We took a road trip
Yeah.
Yeah.
and went to
Yeah.
Virginia. We saw him in Virginia Beach. And, well, listen,
Under 100?
no, but not astronomical. Like we had covered seats.
Oh.
So we had seats, covered seats. I think the tickets were like maybe $130.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not
And so
bad.
that's not bad. Because
But when you're
believe
talking
me,
like $400 or $500
oh no.
now,
But
it's
listen,
just like,
she
I'm
was
not paying that
she
kind of
was
money.
so upset because she was online.
I'm not paying that for anyone.
The
No.
system was crashing because we had even better seats. System crashes, that whole nonsense with that. When she got back on, we still had covered seats because I was like, we don't want to be on the lawn because
that's
it's
the case.
and listen, but I'm gonna say this.
Oh, dead of summer?
Yes, it was July. I've never been that hot in my life.
Yeah, no.
It was hot. It was hot. But listen, it was a really good show.
Amazing.
And it was a really good show. But it's cool. Like I don't have to go again.
Now,
Do you
I've
know what
seen
I'm
him
saying?
Quite a few
Yeah, I
times.
know
I'm
what you mean.
good.
I saw him at the Outlaw. I thought he was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And we saw him last summer in Virginia Beach and he was really, really good.
Okay.
But I don't have to see him.
No, I'm not paying.
I don't have to pay to see him
$400
again like that.
for anybody.
All right, hey.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Hold on, I'm
Cheers.
coming over with y'all.
All right, come on.
I'm gonna come over with y'all. Jeffrey's like, what the hell are y'all doing? Hold on. I'm cussing on the podcast. Is that allowed?
Okay.
It is my podcast.
This is the moment you decided
It
because
is
of this
my
podcast.
podcast, is it not? Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.